Hello everyone, it's your boy, Rice and Dice here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be doing the Risk of Rain 2 tier list. I've been planning on doing this for a while and now we're finally doing it. We're going to be ranking the monsters pretty much based on how much I like them, how annoying or not really difficult, more so annoying. If it was a difficult tier list, I'd just probably put Mithrix and Voidling. That's kind of lame at the bottom. But, yeah, we're going to be ranking them based on how much I like them. That's pretty much how it is going to be. And yeah. Nerf Valley Vulture, going straight in the B tier, just average, you know. Don't really got too many problems with this enemy. Pretty consistent enemy, works how you would expect. Shoots your last known location when they fire at. Pretty easy to dodge, you know. Not a big deal. We already know. The only thing that's annoying about this enemy, that's a flying enemy, and it flies kind of weird. But that isn't honestly that big of an issue. Kind of a nice break from seeing all the wisps early on to this guy, so I appreciate it. Ally Worship You. Now, I had to pick a single least favorite enemy in the game. Actually, least favorite boss, not my least favorite enemy. This thing definitely takes the cake. This thing is not fun to fight. It's the only boss in this game I had zero enjoyment fighting. There's nothing I like about this boss fight. It is the most lame fucking boss in this entire game. Let me tell you. Alright, this is the shield mechanic. Once this boss is fine normally. It's just stronger, like Soulless control units. Soulless control units are pretty free. You know, I'm gonna rank the Soulless unit. He's S tier. This thing is easiest, like the second easiest boss in the game probably. Kind of free. This boss I've literally never struggled with, but Ally is like the most annoying mechanic of any boss. When he does his little funny jump pad attack, he gets a shield that basically means can't hurt him. Sorry. Early on, this is the most annoying thing ever. Like, if you're playing like Acrid, Mercenary, or Rex, you know, you got ways to deal with it. Acrid's just kind of stupid, so the boss just dies to Acrid because of poison. Poison's just good. It does extra damage, by the way, once he does the shield thing, which is pretty cool. Mercenary can bonk him, and Rex can also cheese him. You know, those ones are fine. Everyone else... If you're on Eclipse 7, or even not even, there's like this period. You only get like a 5-second period on Eclipse 7 to hit this boss before he does the stupid shield attack. This thing has stupidly low cooldown, and it just spams it. It's so unfun. If I had to pick any boss in the game, I would change, or enemy in general, to like nerf or rework, would be this thing. Take away its shield. It's fucking annoying. No one likes fighting it. Next up, Aurelia Knight. Aurelia Knight's pretty chill. I like Aurelia Knight. Aurelia Knight's coolest, one of the coolest enemies in the game. Yeah. It's just a stronger Stone Titan. That's just all Aurelia Knight is. Giga Chat Aurelia Knight, A tier. Like Aurelia Knight. Alright. Alpha Construct, also A tier. Just a regular ass enemy. Not very annoying. The projectiles bounce, but I've never found it be an issue, even in like the condensed areas like in Sulfur Pools or Sky Meadows. Not really that much of an issue. Cool enemy though, I like it. A tier. Beetle Guard. Alright, first guy going in the C tier. Beetle Guard, annoying enemy. Not the most annoying because they're manageable. They aren't really too threatening and they don't peer past stage 3, which helps them a lot honestly. If you don't peer past stage 3, you're not really scary until you leave. But one time you usually have like a feather, some other shit to deal with them. They're mostly annoying early on because their little Sunder attack they do that goes in the ground. That thing is so deceptively big. I hate that attack. That's why they're going in C tier. Literally only because of that. Also, Beetle Queens love to spawn them, and the only reason why Beetle Queens are scary because they spawn these guys. If only they still spawn the regular beetles. This goes in S tier, by the way. You know why. I don't need to explain Beetle. Beetle Queen, though. Beetle Queen going here. She spawns these motherfuckers. That's the only reason why she's here. She didn't spawn Beetle Guard. She would go up here. She does. Terrifying. Awful boss. I'm just kidding. It's fine. But, yeah. Pretty annoying. Bison. Bisons are pretty average. They can catch you off guard when they charge at you, especially if you're not paying attention to them. That's really the only thing bad about them. They only appear on one stage in the entire game, which kinda whatever. There's appear more stages in Risk of Rain Returns. Maybe the DLC will bring in more stages, but for now they're only in like one stage in the game, which is fine. Anyways, not a bad, terrible enemy. It gets B tier. Alright, Blind Pest, everyone's favorite enemy. This enemy is honestly not that bad. I think this is probably the most overrated enemy in the entire game. I do think they're annoying, don't get me wrong. Like, they're pretty annoying, but they're not as bad as they make them out to be. They can literally 90% of the time be dodged by just running in a circle. They just shoot where they last see you, and you have a lot of time to react to it. Unless they're like right up to you, you can dodge these enemies pretty easily. They are annoying, and they do a lot of damage, and they make you like, they force you to like dodge in certain ways, and they are difficult. They aren't easy enemies to dodge either. But at the same time, they kind of are. If you get what I mean. Like, sometimes they catch you after. When you first get hit by one, you're like, oh shit, there's a blind pest. Okay, I gotta dodge in a certain way just so I can avoid them, because they're typically more threatening than a lot of other enemies. But once you get in the hang of dodging them and get past the learning curve, they aren't that bad. And they're pretty overrated. Yeah, I hear it. Blind Vermin, probably around the same tier. I think these enemies are a lot less annoying than what I initially thought of them. They're really only bad on like engineer, or not, yeah, engineer, captain, maybe railgunner. They're only bad depending on what character you play. I think in general they're not too bad. They don't do a lot of damage either. They do like an okay amount, but they're nothing super threatening. They are annoying though because they run really fast and they're really good at dodging your projectiles. So yeah. Brass Contraption. B for Brass Contraption. They have strong hitting attack, but they're not very hard to dodge. You dodge them in the exact same way you dodge a blind pest. Fast moving ball, just move left to right, and you will dodge Brass Contraption. They aren't super threatening, but elite ones do make me a little bit scared because, you know, when you get hit by an overrolling one, they kind of just one-shot you on stage 4 or 5. Yeah, not very cool. Or Void Touch, ooh, that's not very cool either. Cleopocracy. I don't really like these enemies too much, but they only appear on like one stage in the game, so I'm putting them in B tier because of that. They only appear on a Failing Sanctuary, and when you loop, they appear on I forget the name of it, Abandoned Aqueduct. These guys are annoying, and they are a threatening enemy, but they don't spawn on any stages, so I'm not gonna put them in C tier because of that. But they are pretty annoying, so yeah. I'm not gonna put them in A tier because they only appear on like one stage or two. But yeah, annoying, but not the worst thing. Dune Striders, they're about average. They're probably the one enemy over time you get better at fighting. Once you know how to deal with a Dune Strider, they aren't too bad. They can still catch you off guard sometimes, but they're the one enemy that's like shows kind of like how good you are at dealing with enemies. If you know how to deal with Dune Striders, you're probably a lot better at the game. If you don't know how to deal with them very well, probably not that good at the game. I think it's just one of those enemies that are a genuine like skill issue enemy. It's one of those enemies that doesn't really have any actual bullshit. Like, sure, the suck can be annoying, but it's pretty avoidable for the most part, and it takes, if one hits you with it, you can pretty easily escape from it. You have mobility items. They do have their moments where they can be scary. Their little homing attack can be a bit annoying, but overall, they're pretty fair and balanced enemy. Templars, I'm gonna put them, this enemy is probably, yeah, D. This enemy late game is more so deadly. When you get to like first loop, even on stage 3, they can be pretty bad. They don't spawn very often, but sometimes when they do, on sub survivors, you can't really do much. Even if you get up close, they can do their little tar blast, and you fall, you're on E3 or higher, you just die. Not very cool. We'll say they aren't the worst enemy in the game, but they definitely are very threatening, and they're always the most immediately threatening enemy. They only appear in like 4 stages in the game, 3 of them are pre-loop. Post-loop, they're not too bad, but yeah, if you get a horde of many of them, you're probably dead. Well, not really, but you want to play the safest human being as you can when you get that. Elder Lemurian. Elder Lemurian's one of those enemies, again, that is difficult. One of the stronger enemies in the game, but over time, it does get easier to deal with them. And they're always the most threatening enemy on the screen, on the stages they spawn on, which you know how to deal with them. So, I'm putting them in B tier because of that. Gup. Gup goes in S. Gup is not threatening and it gives you a lot of money. Though, elemental Gups can do a lot of damage. You gotta be careful with those ones. Grandparents. Grandparents are kind of cracked, I'm gonna be real. Their sun attack, if you're on there for like more than like 10 seconds, you're pretty much kissing your run goodbye. These things are brutal on stage 5. Although they drop like the second worst yellow item in the game, I wish they didn't. These things are a little too strong for how bad of an item they drop. But in general, they're kind of scary. They could definitely throw you off guard in some situations. And yeah, just make sure you're aware of where to hide, whether it be outside their sun distance. But yeah, these things are super annoying in Eclipse. I bring up Eclipse quite a lot with some of these enemies because they just spam, when they get below 50 up, they just spam that attack. They rarely use other attacks, they just keep sun spamming. And some survivors, that can be pretty annoying, especially if you don't have like a really far range attack. You have to kind of get in there, and there's like no shade, like you're near like the rocks area on Sky Meadow, yeah, that sucks ass. But yeah, C tier. Greater Wisp, B tier. It's kind of whatever. I don't really have much to say about him. This enemy is kind of a baby in this game. Can be annoying sometimes because their attack can catch you off guard because you don't really hear the sound up of it, so you can kind of sneak up on you and fuck you over. But aside from that, on his own, he's not too bad. Same with Grove Tender. I put him in A tier. He's not that bad of a boss. Just don't get really close up to him. He does this shotgun spike attack. That's all you really do. And dodge the wisps, of course, too. Can be overwhelming, but in general, pretty easy to deal with. Crabs are also the B tier. You gotta be mindful of them. They're pretty easy to dodge as long as you just move in like a circle. They typically won't hit you. I never die to these guys, but they are very, very annoying, and they're something you should deal with. Especially if you want to scrap or like print something, you should prioritize doing that first before you go and do that. Alright, so Imp Overlord. Imp Overlord's about an A tier. Not that threatening of an enemy, in all honesty. Kind of the same as Grove Tender. Once you know how to dodge the spike attack, Imp Overlords get pretty easy. You know not to stay in the radius when he teleports. Yeah, same with regular imps. They're more annoying, so I'll put them here, but they're not too bad. They just teleport and slashing you. They can catch you off guard or something. Jellyfish. Alright. We're gonna put this guy in probably B tier, maybe C. These things can surprise you pretty quickly. If you're not paying attention, these guys can fuck you over. I kind of want to put them in C tier, but I think B tier is also fair. Because, like, if you detect them beforehand, you're not gonna have a problem. But they sneak up on you. They're kind of annoying. So these guys are just there to be like, hey, you forgot about me. I think I'll put them in low, like high C, which goes into B tier. Yeah, probably around tier. They catch you off guard. They're there for that reason, I think. Terrifying. Larva. Yeah, these guys suck. I think everyone agrees that this enemy's one of the worst. This enemy does a little jumpy, bouncy attack. It's annoying to dodge. You can dodge it consistently, but not very fun to. I'm glad this enemy only spawns in stage 4. And he's only annoying during first loop mainly, but he's super annoying during first loop. And Sunder Grove, Siren's Call, these guys make it a lot worse. And if you're playing Captain or another character that isn't very good against Larva, you're gonna struggle probably, unless you have a lot of mobility or damage, or a Testicle or something. These guys suck in general. Definitely one of the worst. I think I don't know if I put lower than Alloy, because I just dislike this boss to try. This boss isn't even that difficult. This thing's kind of hard. This thing's not. Lemurian. Yeah, he's a Lemurian. That's all I gotta say about him. Just kind of average, you know? Really a Lemurian, I don't know what to say. Yeah, he's just the enemy. Next up, Lesser Wisp. Lesser Wisp goes about C tier. Annoying enemy. Not an enemy that typically kills you. It's more so of an enemy that just chip damages you and causes you to die kind of enemy. They're very annoying, and they pretty much just chip your health down, especially if you don't have healing early on. They could be pretty bad. Especially the direct sizes to spawn like a bunch of them. You gotta be very mindful of them. And depending on what character you play, sorry, could be pretty bad. Yeah. Lunar Exploder. These guys getting a fat C tier. I hate these fucking guys. Actually, D tier. These are the worst ones of them all, I think. They just spam this little ball attack. They chip you. They're in the Mythic side. They like... You're dodging pizza, you know? And they can chip you down to like below one-shot protection. They make you die from a pizza slice. Or like gives you enough perma damage that you can never get it. These guys are super annoying. I don't like them. F tier enemy. Like, God, I would honestly, they're probably here. I don't like them. They spawn a little stupid ball after they die as well. You have to do pillars, God forbid. These guys are even more annoying. I don't like them. Get them at the bottom. Remember Chimera Golem? They're just tanky. That's about it. They're kind of annoying, but they're not really that threatening. They're pretty easy to dodge, oddly. They don't look like they are, but they kind of are. They are definitely threatening on the moon, but you can ignore them a lot of times and just focus on like the wisps. Which the wisps, I don't know if I want to put them top of D tier or C tier, because unlike the Clay Templar, you can get like pretty close to them and they're kind of stupid. But the perfected ones definitely are like here. I think I'd put it here. Probably like the second last super threatening enemy, like D tier enemy on this list, I would say. But yeah, super annoying. Can pretty much shred your health in an instant. It's mostly the perfected ones that kind of bring it this low. But yeah, awful enemy. Immediately threatening. They're definitely not as big of a run under as some others, but they're something you have to be worried about. And if you're aware that they're threatening, you're not gonna die to them very often. Only had a handful of them, like less than a handful of my runs in Eclipse die to these guys, because I'm pretty aware of how bad they are. But yeah, be careful when you see them. Especially if you're there on stage 10 or something, because they swarm you with a bunch of them. Alright, Magma Worm. Friendly guy, A tier. Same with Overloading Worm. I actually put Overloading Worm here, because they're like super tanky, and one hit from them is like most of your health gone. Regular ones, they're fine. They're just cool. Chill guy. Would put an A tier. Overloading Worm, scarier version, not that scary. It's not risk in return to Overloading Worm, Magma Worm, or Overloading Worm. That thing, scariest enemy in that game, no cap. This thing, Flashlight Urchin, literally non-threatening. Mushroom. This enemy is definitely like A tier. This thing, or B. No, I'd say it's B, because it gets rid of your engineer turns very easily. Scary enemy for your engineer turns. That's about it. You and your own, they're not that threatening. I don't die to these guys often. They're definitely an issue, because they spawn their little pools. They're nothing terrible. Mithrix. Your boy, B tier. He's just a good boss. Kind of can be difficult depending on what items you got. If you have a feather, he's pretty easy. He gets like a bunch of other items, like a lot of damage. He's easy. Can be difficult. Pizza's the only attack that's super threatening. Phase 4, depending on what items you give him, he's brutal. Mostly just Tesla Coil and like Nuka-Hanas, and the minion ones are really bad. Most items are fine to give him. He doesn't even get a lot of them. Just don't give him like 100 safer spaces. That's like the most game-ending one. Just don't do that one. And yeah. Be careful when you're fighting him in phase 4. That's about it. But yeah. Newt. My boy. Parents, they're also about B tier. They teleport and do their little slam attack. They're not that bad. A little bit annoying sometimes, but overall pretty fine. Scavengers, I would also put in B tier, because on their own, like, I think they could be anywhere on the list, to be honest, because they have like a missile launcher, they're like up here. But if they have like radar scanner and like shitty red items, they're up here. They have like 20 gasolines and like 20 soldier syringes and alien head. Yeah, they're kind of here, right? Missile launcher. Soulbound Callus. Oof, yeah. But on average, I think they're about here. They could either be the most threatening enemy in the game or the most least, or kind of in between. It could be really anywhere. I'm going to put them B tier. Just right in the middle. I think that's fair. These guys also be not very that threatening. They more so just kind of eat away at whatever shield you have if they hit you. They don't do a lot of damage though. Stone Golems, I hate these guys. Put them in C tier. They're annoying. Little laser attacks annoying. They can randomly snap onto you if they change targeting. That's like the most annoying thing they do. They can just zoom their head across the map, be like boom. And if you're not prepared for it, they can just straight up just like tap you out right there. Especially late game. Yeah, these guys are scary. And then Stone Titan. He's like A. Put him Aurelian Knight. Same reason as Aurelian Knight. Just kind of cool. It's definitely easier though. So I'm putting him down here. Alright, now we got the Void enemies. We'll do Vagrant Psychon Stroke. Wandering Vagrant. He's like C tier. His night attack is also the reason why he's scary. That's literally it. That attack forces you to dodge and get yourself in an uncomfortable position sometimes. I think that alone makes the C tier. Instead of BO guard spam, you dodge in a weird way. But basically go behind cover. It's not that weird. But yeah. Then Zycod Shark. Also here, the laser attack is super annoying, especially if you're further away from it. The farther you are away from it, the harder it is to dodge, and the more annoying it is. The closer you are, the easier. But yeah, this boss just shoots a massive laser away and drains your health. Very not cool. Get C tier for that. Last, but certainly not least, are all the Void enemies. Void Barnacle. This enemy is only threatening in Simulacrum, really, I think, if I remember. Most of my experiences in normal ones in this game, but the times I played Simulacrum, these things are pretty annoying early on. When there's like a bunch in the spawn, they shoot like a million projectiles. But on their own, they're like B tier. In normal runs, they're like non-threatening, honestly. But they can be annoying on Void Locusts, so I'll put them B tier for that, because they can spawn a fair amount of them. You can get kind of annoyed. Yeah. Mr. Krabs. My man, A tier. He's actually kind of threatening, but he's not very common normal ones. You have to loop to see these guys more often. But they can be pretty threatening, so I'm gonna put them in A tier. They're also a TP boss, but they rarely show up as one. They're called the Destroyer Worlds. Very cool name. But on their own, they're like B. They are very deadly. But they don't spawn very often, so I'm putting them in A. And by the time you see them, you usually have a lot of items to fight against them. This guy, this little fucker, D tier. I hate him. Really annoying to hit. Everybody hates this guy. I do too. Get down at the bottom of the tier list, buddy. Void Jailer. This is definitely the most threatening Void enemy because of the snare it has. That thing can very, very easily fuck you up. I have died to one pulling me to a Void River implosion before. Not very cool. Fuck him for that. And yeah. Definitely C tier. Probably the second worst Void enemy, yeah. No, undoubtedly. We'll do Voidling last. Void Reaver. He's a cool guy. I like Void Reaver. S tier. Very easy enemy to deal with. Kind of helps you more than it hinders you because of the Void Implosion. You can kind of just clear a lot of things out for you. Very helpful enemy liking because of that as well. Also just one of the best design enemies in terms of visuals. I mean, a lot of the Void enemies are cool. Like the Void Jailer, pretty sick. The Crab, cool. This guy, cool. The Barnacle's okay. And then Voidling. I don't like Voidling very much. Voidling's just kind of boring. Put him in C. Just a bullet sponge boss. Don't care about him. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tier list. I'm sorry I did forget to rank the car and like a couple other things on this list, but these are all the enemies you would see in a normal run. I did forget the car enemy. I'm very sorry about that, but aside from that, thanks for watching. And if you are wondering where I'd put the car, it goes in S tier. It's the best enemy in the game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up Risk of Rain 2 car enemy. It's secretly in the files. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and bye.